Hello, welcome to Christ-Centered Gamer's latest unboxing and initial thoughts on Be Quiet's newest all-in-one cooler, the Light Loop 360 millimeter. So last year, I believe it was, I think it was last year, I reviewed the Pure Loop 2FX cooler. I really like this cooler. It's great. It's really cool. Um, The thing I like about it is some of its unique features. It's one of the only ones that has separate all-in-one pump or separate pump versus the what do you call it? Um, versus this guy the water block. Jeez Louise. And it also has really quiet fans right here, and they look really nice. But this one appears to be discontinued. And so I spent some time studying the spec sheets between this guy, which no longer has the separate pump, but has the pump integrated into the CPU cooler block. Um, it also has RGB lighting controller, and it also has a different style fans. You can see the fans here are the ring, where this one, the entire blades light up. So this one is definitely going to have more light. If you like a bright, colorful, this is definitely your guy. But they might be discontinued. I'm not sure if this one's still, if they still sell it or not. I thought, like I said, I reviewed it last year. But what makes this one different is it uses a more standard style cooling, with the CPU block being and the pump being integrated. But the other thing about it is that from what I was able to tell studying the spec sheets closely, they spent more time, more focus on getting higher performance out of it with just a small jump in dB. I can't prove that now. I'll do my best to prove it with testing. It's difficult, but I'll do my best. Um, like I said, I don't have labs. I have to do this all on my own, kind of with running various applications and stressing it. But hopefully, I'll be able to prove whether or not this has a better um, temperature output, results than the previous ones. We'll see. I'll do my best. But what I will say is that it's rated to have slightly higher, I think 36 decibel max versus this one was 34 decibels max. 36.8, so almost 3 decibels. Is that a lot? 3 decibels can be a lot, but 3 decibels at 36 decibels is not a lot. 34 decibels, you can barely hear at all. I think the background noise in this room is higher because I have a fish tank with a pump right there. That's probably higher than 34 or even 36 decibels. So are you gonna be able to tell? Probably not. I'm just saying. And if performance is noticeably better, then it's a worthwhile trade-off. But I'm just letting you know that that seems to be a potential difference between the previous model, if you can still find it, and this newer one. But what I will say is that if the performance is a lot better, the trade-off is probably may very well be worth it. And some people may prefer the brighter colors as a preference. Can't tell you what to like. Some people really like their fans really bright, and some people like it more subdued, or somewhere in the middle. So there you go. Let's see here. I'm trying to get this open and not waste too much of your time. I have to figure out how to open it. There we go. All right. Hopefully I won't need that anymore. So here we go. We've got the unveiling. Okay. Well, the manual just flew right out. They offer, excuse me here. Here's the manual. There's the 360 and the 240 light loop. They have it in black and white. I think I have black here. Yeah, it looks like I do. That's what I asked for. And so that's that. And you got a warranty sheet. And then we've got a little bit of thermal paste included and some mounting brackets for different kinds of CPUs, AMD and Intel. Oh, they're even labeled AMD and Intel, so there you go. So there's your Intel, there's your AMD, right? And all the mounting brackets you need, along with a tiny bit of cooling, thermal paste. All right, and then we've got, this looks to be some more screws and mounting brackets of some kind, probably to screw into your case. And then this is the RGB controller that they include with their fans. So these are nice. I use this with my pre-existing setup with the other cooler, and I was very happy with the Be Quiet RGB controller. It just connects right to your motherboard, and it worked great. It saved me a lot of headache. I ended up replacing the one that came with my case with this because it supported more devices than just the, so like it has more than just the 3 fans. I was able to control my case fans with it too. So I got to say this is worth its weight. I mean, if you like RGB and it's got, let's see, one, two, three, uh, 4, 5, 6 RGB headers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fan headers, and then it's got outs to your motherboard, right? So that's enough for most cases. 3 plus 3, it's pretty good. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. It's very convenient. So I just want to get that out there. Okay, so a few other things. It looks like it comes with the fans separately. So here are the Be Quiet Light Wings LX fans. I'll just give you a good close look at that. Right there. And the airflow goes this way, as like on the back. And so this is meant for, as you can see, it's very bright. So when these glow, they're going to glow. None of that little just a ring glowing thing. These things are going to be like daylight. So we got 3 of these. Okay. And then that's that. And then we have the cooling block. So you got all the pump and the RGB and everything is all right here. So you can see it's a big old chunk and hunk of RGB. That's some serious lighting right there. This will light your case up for sure. And so I will say this might be a much prettier heatsink cover than the old FX loop because that one is a much more subdued look. And it's also got little fins, presumably to let airflow and dissipate heat. Feels like it could be plastic, but I don't know how well that's going to dissipate heat, but it should look cool. On the bottom is their nickel plated copper plate right here. The reason they nickel plate it is because if you don't nickel plate this contact surface with your CPU and you choose to use liquid metal thermal compound, it will eat copper, but nickel is fine. So just so you know. And then here's the radiator, well, part of this, of course. And I'm just going to slide this little thing off for now, and I'll put it back on. Okay, so there's no branding or anything on the side. It's just a pretty standard radiator. Seems like a pretty good, pretty nice there. One thing to note about all Be Quiet radiators that I really love, and I think that this should honestly be a deciding factor in their favor if prices are close and you're not sure what to get. This right here. Be Quiet Light Loop Coolant, anti-freezing to -5C. Water and polypropylene glycol. So all Be Quiet coolers have a spot on them where you can unscrew a screw. I think it's here. Uh, Maybe it's on this end. I have to find it. Where are you? Oh, it is here. It's just covered by tape. So here's, you can see the radiator. Right here on the end is, see that tape spot? Well, if you take that tape off, there's a screw underneath. And in that screw, you unscrew it and you can pour more. It's an opening, so you can pour more liquid into your all-in-one liquid cooler. That is great because one of the main problems is any liquid cooling system over time is going to have liquid evaporate. Anything. Now, it may take a long time. Like I have a 240 AIO that my children are using. It used to be the one I was using, and then I ended up upgrading my kids with it. Or when I reviewed that light loop or the FX pure FX, where do I put it? Right here. It's the when I reviewed the Pure Loop 2 FX 360, I gave that to my kids, and so they have an older all-in-one that's still working for them, and it's been probably a good 5 years. But I did not check the levels. Does it matter? Well, depends how you look at it. But I didn't check the levels. This coolant and the fact that you can easily open it to add more is a wonderful feature that extends the longevity and usefulness of all Be Quiet coolers that offer that. And so far, both of these do. The Pure 2 Loop 2 and this Light Loop both offer not just included a bottle of coolers. You don't have to go buy stuff. You can go on Amazon and buy random coolant and hope it works. You don't have to think. You don't have to worry. It's included in the package. So that could make this all-in-one perform at its best. 5 years you might need to add some coolant, but then it'll last another 5 plus, and you'll probably still have coolant left, potentially. So to me, this is a really great selling point of their liquid coolers, and in my mind, makes it worth spending just a little bit extra if you're on the line, if you're just debating between a less expensive brand and this one. To me, this is a real big selling point in my mind. I really like this that feature because that tells me that you put your customers' concerns first. That's a customer, that's a client win type of thing. So I guess that's about all I have to say. I'm not going to be able to until I put this in my system, which I will do, and then I'll let you know how it performs in my computer. And I have 5950X CPU, so while not certainly the highest end out there, it should be enough to give it a pretty good run. It already runs really well with the old one, so I'm sure this new one will do just fine. But yeah, that's it. I will let you know. The real trick is that has different Be Quiet fans than the case that I'm reviewing from Be Quiet has loops that look more like the ones on this all-in-one. So the real tricky thing that I'm gonna have to decide personally is who wins the look that more matches my existing fans on the old one in the case, or the brighter and potentially more powerful fans included on the new one. Time will tell. I'll let you know in the full written review. Thank you. Take care. God bless and have a great day.